Ladies and gentlemen, the Winnipeg Jets power play is officially back. Jets win 6-3 and have finally started to get the power play going. It all started with that game in Vancouver that I was in attendance at, and boy, it has been a pleasure to watch the power play be good all of a sudden. It's something that the Jets desperately needed in their game to improve, and it finally has. You know, the addition of Sean Monahan has been very, very, very crucial to getting that power play going. He's been great in that bumper slot in front of the net, and also just Vilardi lately has been playing great. You know, when you look at the power play on paper, for so long it's been crazy to me how they haven't been playing good. And you know, I know the system itself hasn't been great. Brad Lauer has not been very good. We're changing things up, but it's finally started to get hot again, and it couldn't come at a better time right now, because you know, as the Jets are winning these games, you know, they win in Vancouver. That was a huge game to win against the #1 team in the NHL, and they came out and they played a great game, you know. And then tonight, obviously against the Wild again, they win this big game 6-3 over a big division rival, a big scoring game, lots of physicality. You love to see it against a division rival. Tonight's game against the Wild was a really good rebound, because in between that great game in Vancouver, there was that game in Calgary. Now, obviously, Sean Monahan had a fantastic first period. Jets were able to score 3 goals, and they had a very good commanding lead. And before the end of the day's over, you know, they lose that game. And again, what we're going to be talking about in this video is, even though the Jets are winning these games, the power play is, you know, heating up at the best time right now. You know, the 5-on-5 play lately has not been that good, you know. And you look at Vancouver, and even though the Jets won this game, the top 6 was, you know, outplayed for a lot of it. And again, that sounds so stupid to say, because they were so good that game. Mark Scheifele, you know, had 4 points. Vilardi had a goal and 2 assists, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Kyle Connor had 2 assists. Like, it was a great game. Monahan scored his first as a Jet. You know, that Calgary game as well. You know, Monahan had 3 goals. You know, 2 of them were on the power play. And the Jets were finally started to get things going. But the top 6, you know, that line lately of Kyle Connor with Monahan and Kyle Connor with Scheifele and Vilardi, even though those are some elite players, some of the best on this team, lately they just haven't been playing effective 5-on-5 hockey. And because they're not playing good hockey, you have a line right now of Ehlers and Perfetti who isn't playing very good hockey either. And you know, the addition of Monahan has been crucial right now, because not only has he got this power play going, you know, you look at tonight against Minnesota, the Jets really had that power play going. They were playing a great game, and it's about time, because you know, how long have we watched this team have the most mediocre power play in the entire NHL? Like, considering this team has been so good for so long this season and has just continued to dominate, the fact that the power play has been like dead last almost in the NHL speaks volumes. And you know, today on the power play, they go 50%, 2 for 4, 2 power play goals. They had the 2 power play goals as well against the Flames, and not to mention the two power play goals against the Canucks as well. Like, things have just really heated up for them, and Monahan's been a big part for that. He's really helped that power play and really kind of helped them all get confidence again, it seems like. And you know, he's really fitting in well. If I'm not mistaken, he's already got 7 games under his belt, and he's got 5 goals. So you know, he's really, I know 3 of them came in that game against Calgary, but at the end of the day, he's really starting to fit in well, and he's really kind of revitalized that power play. And you know, the next big thing that the Jets are going to need to look at is improving their 5-on-5 play, because you know, even though you win that game in Vancouver, even though you win tonight at home against the Wild on a back-to-back night where you had a really bad defensive effort in Calgary the night before, you need to get your 5-on-5 play better, because the Jets are finding ways to win games like they have all season. But again, when they were winning games with, you know, good 5-on-5 play earlier in the season and a terrible power play, we could kind of, you know, not look at it as that badly, because the Jets were still winning games. And at this point in the season, there was that 5-game losing streak, and you know, it has been rough at times, but that's kind of the next area that they need to improve on, you know. And Rick Bowness came out the other day before that Calgary game, after the Vancouver game, and was talking about, you know, the fact that Nikolai Ehlers and Cole Perfetti, he hasn't really been a big fan of those guys lately, and that they're turning the puck over a lot. And you know, I have to agree with that, but I don't think necessarily that just those 2 guys are the problem right now, because Kyle Connor has been playing some of his worst hockey as of late, even though he's finally starting to heat up, you know, and he obviously played good today. But you know, when you look at the actual stats, the advanced stats, Kyle Connor's been struggling lately, and even though he's still finding ways to put up points like in Vancouver, and you know, as of late on the power play and stuff like that, and scoring today, you know, they're going to need to really work on getting this entire team going again effectively, because like I said, even though the Jets are winning these games, you know, they're not going to necessarily have, like, this is a problem going into the playoffs, you know. And they were they just have soft 5-on-5 play. That's just what it comes down to. It's the best way to describe it, and all the advanced stats back it up. You can look right here and see the Corsi ratings for the Jets versus the Canucks. The bottom, you look, the top 6 is the worst. Top 6 is the worst against Calgary. It's a theme continuously over the last 3 games that our top 6 has struggled immensely at 5-on-5 play, and that is something that's going to desperately need to improve. And again, it's so ironic that when we're all focusing on the 5-on-5 play and the power play being so bad, all of a sudden the power play finally comes to life. And again, it makes you think, okay, well, the 5-on-5 play, maybe we're getting bailed out a little bit right now, but the Jets are still on pace with their best season since relocation back to Winnipeg in 2017-18. They're 4 points ahead of it. Like, they are still playing very good hockey. So this isn't a panicking video. It's just an ironic situation where the Jets have found themselves kind of battling a bad power play with good 5-on-5 play, and now a good power play now with bad 5-on-5 play. And it's just ironic, and it's funny because at the end of the day, they're still winning these games. They're still showing up, and they're still giving their all out there. I don't think Rick Bowness has lost the room, like I've seen some people saying out there in the Jets hemisphere. A little, crazy. I'm not gonna lie. The fan base has been the last couple of weeks. I feel like, but at the end of the day, I still think this team has been playing effective hockey, and they're improving in areas that they need to improve on. And obviously, maybe right now, that is something that necessarily isn't what everybody I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now a little bit with it right now, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that the Jets are finding ways to win, and they are finding ways to improve areas that they've been bad at, but at the same time lacking in other areas that they've been good in. It's very weird. It's kind of just back and forth Jets hockey like usual, I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, winning hockey games is all that matters. They're still in the race, if I'm not mistaken. They're 2 points or 3 points back now of Dallas after they lost tonight. So, they're right in that hunt, and they have 3 games in hand as well. So the Jets are right in this right now, and they're in a good spot still. And it comes at a funny time where the power play is just starting to light up like crazy. And, there's still questions about the top 6 on what lineup we should be going with going forward, And I haven't lost faith in Rick Bowness, not even close to that. I just think that, definitely some changes might need to be looked at going forward, especially with the addition of Monahan, the fact that he's been lighting it up right now. Obviously, maybe Ehlers and Perfetti, they're not finding that type of, that type of connection with him right now, and that's okay. You can find other ways to balance it out, and I think Monahan's going to fit in really well here, and, I still think Kyle Connor is KFC, he's the best out there. I love Kyle Connor. He's just struggled since that injury. He's getting better, though. We're starting to see it. The last couple of games, he's been getting better, so hopefully the 5-on-5 play can improve, even though they are putting points up, but they need to definitely get that area to improve because the Jets are playing great hockey, and it's exciting to watch it, even though there are these areas they still need to improve in. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy that they're still in this race potentially to be first in the Central Division this year. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below on what you think the Jets and Rick Bowness should be doing with the top 6. With the entire lineup, what would you do? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications if you haven't already. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go! And I will see you guys in the next one.
It'll all be over.